everyone, today we are gonna crochet some towel toppers, and let me start with telling you what I will be using today. We are gonna be using some kitchen towels, and these towels are from Walmart. To be honest, I don't know why so many people are, so hostile against Walmart. I think they have pretty neat things. There is one, there is the other one, and this is the third one. They have really nice designs, and they're only, I believe, $1.88 or $2.88. The buttons are also from Walmart. They came in this huge pack, and they were, as you can see, a ton of them. I don't remember for how much, about maybe $5, maybe less. Then we are gonna be using a pair of scissors, a 5.5 millimeter hook, and I will use this hook that is 1.25 millimeters to make the holes for the base of the topper. The yarn that I'm gonna be using today is this white basic yarn from Walmart as well. This is how the yarn looks like, from Mainstays Basic Yarn. I have mine in white, and I believe this yarn is $1 something, probably about $2 per skein. But because this project is relatively small, I would advise you guys to use the leftover yarn that you have. So for example, this red one, it's some leftover from Red Heart Yarns I have, and this is some leftover from the Walmart brand yarn. So it really doesn't matter what kind of yarn. I would go with the cheaper yarn, the cheaper you can find, the best, because it's more sturdy. This one is quite soft, the Walmart brand, and so it might stretch a tad, but if you can find the cheapest, the one that feels more plasticky, go for that one. Then you fold your towel into a perfect half, as perfect as you can get. Now if you feel uncomfortable that it's not perfect, go ahead and iron this part so it's sharp and it doesn't slide, so it's easier for you, to see the edge. Also, if you are OCD, take the measuring tape and put dots with a pen or pencil where you want your holes to go. But I'm gonna freehand and free eye everything, so let's begin. And we will start with our slip knot, basic beginning for any project. Make the loop a little longer than usual. With the smaller hook, I'm just gonna punch a hole right here at the end. Let me zoom in closer. So somewhere here. If you are gonna put dots, it's gonna be easier for you. Just gonna punch a hole, and I like to insert the hook farther to make the hole a little larger. Pick up the yarn, and you might want to hold the tail so it doesn't slide, and pull it through. See, that's why we need a large loop, because when you pull it out, it's a really tiny loop. So I'm just gonna have to kind of force it. There we go. With the larger hook, you yarn over and pull up a loop. It's a little difficult to see here, but when we get to the red part, it will be probably easy. So then you move to the next hole, however you want, however wide you want them. Again, pull up the yarn gently and insert the hook into that loop that you pulled. Yarn over, pull through two, then again next hole. See, and I'm holding the yarn with my finger so it doesn't slide, because the hook is too small, and you kind of guide it all the way to the hole and then pull up the yarn, insert the hook, yarn over, and it's basically making single crochets. Now it's gonna be easier to see. So we're inserting the hook, yarn over, or grab the yarn, pull up a loop, then insert the hook, and you can adjust the yarn however you want. There is another single crochet, and this is how I go. I don't count, and for some reason I always end up to have the right amount of stitches. So grab the yarn. The yarn might flake like this because your other hook is too tiny. Just kind of straighten it. You can go back and forth until it straightens. If you feel some resistance, which you will, just wiggle it a little bit left and right, because you probably are pushing against a thread or something. And yeah, kind of wrap the yarn around the hook and pull up a loop. Only this part is a little, you see, it didn't catch all the thread, so yep, we're starting over again. Insert the hook into the same hole, kind of push it farther so you make the hole bigger. Grab the yarn. I think now it went through. And to make it nice and straight, I'm just gonna do back and forth. There we go. And the rest is basic single crochet. Again, guys, I'm not counting them. I don't know how many stitches I'm gonna end up with. I'm just eyeing it. If you want a particular number of stitches, go ahead and take the measuring tape and count. This is handmade. Again, unless it's a piece of clothing, I don't expect it to be perfect. But my towels end up, if they're not perfect, at least they're not ugly. So yeah, I don't have problems with that. Also, if you naturally crochet very tight, this might be your place where you're gonna get out of your comfort zone. Try to crochet them loose so this part doesn't shrink like this and it's not gonna look nice. Try to have the towel flat, so better make it a little looser than too tight. And do this all the way till the very end. I will meet you guys when I reach the end of the towel. Let me show you a little zoomed out. This is how it looks in the front, and this is how the back looks like. And I think I don't have enough space for, sorry, I don't have enough space for two, so I'm just gonna put the last one at the very end, right next to the fold. And this is the last stitch. No, I'm not counting those. We are not going to be needing this small hook anymore, so I'm going to set it aside. And this is how my towel looks like. It's not bad because the towel wasn't straight, the line is not straight either, but we're going to be building up, so this is gonna disappear. Okay, now you are gonna turn the project. We are gonna chain 2, that will count as our first double crochet. We will put 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. Again, it's very easy to see the stitches, the little V's. It's basically your single crochets. Now we're gonna skip 1 and put again 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Again, skip 1 and put 3. And I was lucky enough to pretty much all the time have enough stitches for this pattern. So this is what you're gonna be doing. You're just gonna skip 1 and put 3 double crochets. Skip 1, 3 double crochets all the way till the end, and I will meet you guys at the end. And this is what we have. And we are almost at the end. We have a couple more stitches. And see, I got lucky again. I will skip 1 and I have 3 left. If it so happens that you have 4 left, what you're gonna do, I'm gonna show you on this too, is you are gonna make 2 double crochets into 1. So the last 2, for example, you have 4 left, you are gonna insert the hook, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook. You're gonna yarn over and pull through only 2. Then you're gonna yarn over, insert the hook into the last one, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through only 2, and then you're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And this is how you're gonna get your 2 double crochets into 1. If you have left, if you have like 4 stitches left. If you're lucky like me and have only 3 left, just finish with a group of 3 double crochets. We are gonna turn our work. Chain 2, that will count as your first double crochet. Now we are gonna skip these 2 double crochets and we will put a group of 3 double crochets into our first space. There we go. And this is what we are going to be doing until the end of the row. We are going to be putting groups of 3 double crochets into the spaces between the 3 double crochets from the previous row. And again, skip the 3. There is this little space formed where we skipped 1 on the previous row. And this is how it looks like. Alright, I'll meet you guys at the end. Okay, we're at the last space where we are gonna put 3 double crochets. And as always, I have the playlist of how to crochet for beginners. To finish the row, you are gonna put a double crochet into the second chain from the previous row. And this is what we have. I hope you can see it. Now we are gonna turn the work. We will begin this row exactly like we started the previous one. So we will chain 2. Now you're gonna skip this first group of 3 double crochets and you will put 3 double crochets into the first space. And now see, it goes, the line goes slanted. Yeah, and just continue the same exact steps like you did in the previous row, putting a group of 3 double crochets into each space between the groups. And now when we got to the last space, we will put 3 double crochets and we will put a double crochet into the second chain from the previous row. Alright, now from here on I have 2 options for you guys. This is the first option where you guys feel like you have enough yarn to make the whole topper. So what you're gonna do, you are basically gonna be repeating the same exact steps like we did. Chain 2, skip the first group of 3 double crochets and just put groups of 3 double crochets into the spaces. Again, skipping the last one. So basically repeat the same steps until your topper gets down to 2 groups and 2 singles, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochets. So you just keep going back and forth, double crocheting. And this is what you have. And this here is the second option when you don't have enough yarn but you want to use up the leftover you've got. So you make 3 rows with 3 double crochets, then 2 rows with 2 double crochets, then 2 rows with 1 double crochet. And because I don't have enough yarn, this towel that we're making right now is gonna be the second option. So with the first option, if you want to do the first option, you're gonna turn your work. Now I'm showing the first option. You're gonna chain 2 and you are gonna start putting groups of 3 double crochets in each stitch. Then you're gonna turn your work again, chain 2, skip this first group, and blah 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 until you get down to 8 double crochets. For the second option, obviously you're gonna start with chaining 2, only this time instead of groups of 3 double crochets, we will be putting groups of 2 double crochets. Move on to the next one, 2 double crochet, next space, 2 double crochet, and all the way till the end. When you get to the end of the row, again, put 2 double crochets into the last space, skip the last group, and a double crochet into the top of chain 2 from the previous row. And there we go. Now we're gonna turn the work, and we are gonna repeat the same row. Chain 2, skip these 2 double crochets into the space, and again 2 double crochets in each space. And for the last space, 2 double crochets and double crochet into the top of chain 2 from the previous row. And here is this part of the topper. Now turn the work. This time we're going to be putting 1 double crochet. So chain 2, skip the group, and into the space we will put 1 double crochet. Next space, 1 double crochet. Next space, 1 double crochet until the end of the row. We don't have too many left. And we are at the last space, and skip this last group and double crochet into the top of chain 2. This is what we have. Turn the work, and we're gonna repeat the same steps. Chain 2, skip the first double crochet and double crochet into the space. Again, 1 double crochet in each space. And this is our last space. Try not to put a double crochet into the very last one. Put a double crochet into the top of chain 2. And we ended up with what, 7 double crochets. And now we are going to turn our work, and we will be putting double crochets into each stitch. So chain 2, that will count as your first double crochet, and put 1 double crochet in each stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one is gonna go on top of chain 2 from the previous row. 7. Turn the work, and you are gonna be repeating this 7 double crochets for as many times as you want. And these are my 8 rows. Let's try it on and see. Okay, for example, if you want this part to be longer, the hanging part, go ahead and add a couple of more, maybe 2 or 3 more. For me, this looks okay, I think. Yeah, this looks okay. Now, depending on your buttons, you can use a smaller button or you can use a larger button. If you are using a smaller button, add another row of double crochets. If you're using a larger button, which I'm gonna be using, I will add the next row of trebles so the button can fit through. The smaller one, you can see it fits easily through the double crochets. The large one needs a little larger, so we will start with 3 chains, yarn over twice, insert the hook into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Again, let me close up, make a close up. Yarn over twice, insert the hook into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Regardless of what was your previous row, double crochets or trebles. Okay, now you're gonna slip stitch through the very first stitch. Next one is gonna be a single crochet. The next one is gonna be a half double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch or to the space, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Next one is gonna be a regular double crochet, and now we are going backwards. Half double crochet into the next, single crochet into the next, and slip stitch into the last. Chain 1 and pull up a loop. Again, as I mentioned in the previous video, if you're sewing in the ends, make it long enough to sew it in. I like to tie the ends, so I'm leaving a shorter one. And now when I fold this, for example, I will sew the button right here, and then I'm gonna have this over, and I do have some space to where I can attach the towel. And this is it for today's tutorial. I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it, and will give it a thumbs up. There is another, Christmas gift idea onto your list, which is very easy and fast, right? Let's see if we can get this tutorial to maybe 50 likes, and I will see you guys next Sunday with another tutorial. Have a good one. Bye-bye.